been emerging as a major destination in the country also, with handling 34 million passengers annually, and it is supposed to grow much more in the future also. And GMR Group has been leading in terms of providing good passenger services. We have seen that in Delhi, we are seeing that here, they have one in Goa also. So they are trying to do their best in offering the best services to the passengers and bringing in technology. Now here, they have integrated both. They have integrated technology and getting real-time data from the passengers, from the airport operations, from the airlines, and including everything and trying to see what best can be offered in the future. So we are taking note of how the operations are going to work, and our intention is to use technology to the maximum so that it goes ultimately as a benefit to the passenger. And we are going to see how this kind of APOC center which is created here can be replicated in other airports also. It is going to help in day-to-day operations of the airport. So it is a good introduction that they have done here. Very proud of how they have built in all the systems together, and it is a made in India system, entirely designed in India. So that is also part of the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat. And our Viksit Bharat also, we are building many more airports in the future. We have 158 airports in the country today. We want to build 50 more in the next 5 years and almost 200 more in the next 20 years. So definitely we'll try to see these kind of systems, when they are evolving well, we'll try to replicate it in other airports also.
Validation flight landed at
you
attended the event.
Jewar Airport, yesterday validation flight has happened. It went through very, very successfully, and all the construction is also coming very close to the end of it. And we are also looking to license it as soon as possible so that the people of NCR, Delhi and Western Uttar Pradesh can have the access to an additional airport other than the Indira Gandhi International Airport, because the city has grown and there is a lot of potential for having another airport. So Jewar is a very strategic location. We see it becoming very, very viable. So initial only they want to operate with 12 million capacity. So they are going very, very well, and we are expecting it to start in April.
Sir, 2 months back you said you are trying to make amendments to two civil aviation.
So regarding in fact I have mentioned it in the parliament also. We are trying to bring in 2 legislative changes regarding the hoax calls that have happened recently. One is the aircraft security rules, and we have already gone ahead with this thing. The gazette is still pending. So very soon, once the gazette happens, so we are creating the legislation so that any perpetrator, anyone who is involved in these kind of things, they can be put under no-fly list. So that is one amendment we are bringing to aircraft security rules. And the second one, we are having a SUASCA Act which deals with offences related to civil aviation. So SUASCA Act also we have proposed for a small amendment. It is going through the interministerial consultation process. Once we get in the feedback from all the ministries, concerned ministries, we are going to go ahead with the amendment.
Would it come in the current session, sir?
We are trying to push it so that it happens as soon as possible, but because it is a very important legislation, all the ministries have to give their opinions, so we are still waiting for that.
Sir, tell us about the centralized data repository.
So we feel that technology today can be revolutionary in the services that we can provide to the passengers. Especially we have seen that in Digi Yatra system. When we have the technological Digi Yatra systems, the passenger entry time at the security gate has reduced from 20 seconds to 5 seconds. Now we feel that there are other data points also that can be captured at the airport. Let it be the OTP of the airlines, or how much time he is taking from one end to the other end, and how the baggage handling system is functioning. So there are many other indicators that can be captured. So we are thinking at the ministry that how can we integrate all this data into one repository so that it helps us in our policy making. Whenever we take a policy, it is important for us to back it up with the right kind of data, right kind of analytics. And for that, with the use of technology, we can bring in all this data. So we are taking some ideas from the APOC center that has been built up here in Hyderabad airport, and we will try to evolve it in such a way that the ultimate goal of having one central repository is met.
Sir, do you think facilities like this will be added more in the next 6 years? But how do you see pilot shortage and all?
No, we have a lot of FTOs right now in the country. And we are encouraging more people to start FTOs also, because like you have mentioned, we see there is a requirement for pilots. Today we have 7,000 odd pilots in the country, and there are 1,600 pilots coming into the pool every year because of the FTOs here. And we will encourage more FTOs also to come. So from the ministry, we are putting in more effort so that FTOs are encouraged.
సార్ తెలంగాణలో ఇంకేమన్నా ఎయిర్పోర్ట్
తెలంగాణలో మొన్ననే ఇక్కడ ముఖ్యమంత్రి రేవంత్ రెడ్డి గారు ఢిల్లీ వచ్చి కూడా కలవడం జరిగింది. ఆయన స్పష్టంగా ఒక 4 ఎయిర్పోర్ట్ల గురించి రిక్వెస్ట్ చేశారు. అందులో వరంగల్ ఎయిర్పోర్ట్ ఏదైతే వరంగల్ ఎయిర్పోర్ట్ తొందరగా మనం కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేయడానికి ఏదైతే ఉందో ల్యాండ్ అవైలబిలిటీ లేక ఇంతవరకు ఆగుంది. సో ల్యాండ్ గురించి మేము కూడా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేశాం. స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ కూడా చాలా ప్రొయాక్టివ్ గా సుమారు 250 ఎకరాల వరకు అక్కడ ల్యాండ్ కావాలంటే ల్యాండ్ ఎక్విజిషన్ కూడా ఇప్పుడు ముందుకు నడుస్తుంది. యాజ్ అండ్ వెన్ ల్యాండ్ ఎక్విజిషన్ అయిన తర్వాత వరంగల్ ఎయిర్పోర్ట్ ని మనం ప్రారంభించుకోవడానికి మరి ఎటువంటి ఇబ్బందులు లేకుండా మా తరపున కూడా చర్యలు తీసుకుంటాం.
Sir, you said that we have 156 airports in the country, but DGCA summer schedule says 125 only.
No, we have 158 airports, but some of them the flights are yet to start. There are operations some to start, so that is why we have the UDAN scheme, which will help us in starting those routes wherever there are no operations yet. And some are heliports also. So heliports won't have the regular flights happening from there.
What about EVTOL policy?
EVTOL is still in the making. We are in the process of building up the guidelines. So it's going step by step, and we are watching. We believe that 2026, first half of 2026, there might be a prototype which is completely built.
Just 5 days ago, you passed this.
That much is enough.
You replaced the Aircrafts Act 1934 with the
Bharatiya Vayan Videyak. I'm very happy to share that we have passed in both the houses there. We have got support from all the members. It's going to be a very important legislation because our intention is we want to build an ecosystem where India can manufacture its own aircraft also. So that is the idea or the core behind the bill, and we are definitely seeing a huge rapid growth in civil aviation in the country, and we want to create much stronger foundations so that it becomes the #1 domestic civil aviation hub in the whole world. So that is the challenge our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has given to us, and he has been very encouraging, and in fact last 10 years also he has put special concentration on civil aviation, which is why we saw exceptional growth. And now as the next step what is required, we have integrated it within the bill and we have made it an act, and that is going to help not only the civil aviation sector but also pilots also, where we have streamlined the processes for them and appeal system within the ministry, and we have given more organized way of the functioning of DGCA, BCAS. So these are some of the things which we have brought to the